you graduated, you were picked in the second round, I think.
Yeah.
There was something about how you didn't want to train with all the different teams. You only want to train with one team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Like I said, I think I'm a thinker, and so in a situation like that, I went and worked out for the Rockets actually first. Had a terrible workout. I was nervous. It was my first one. Didn't do good. So the next one was with the Cavaliers, and I'm looking at their roster. You know what I mean? I see they had Eric Snow, Damon Jones, David Wesley. All these cats was getting to be a little older, and so I just seen that position in that particular team. I just set my mind on going there because I felt like it would give me the best opportunity to sustain a long career.
Okay.
And so I just locked in, and then when I got there, total opposite from the Rockets workout, I blew that one out the water, and I felt like I had proved enough for them to want to select me. So I just put all my eggs in that basket and just
it worked out.
Hope for the best. Yeah.
It worked out.
I was scared as hell though on draft day.
Draft day, you was sweating up a storm?
Yeah, in the first round they took Shannon Brown, and we kind of similar as far as, you know what I mean, players. And so yeah, I was sitting at home.
Do you think that had you worked out with everyone that you would have been higher in the draft?
It's possible. It's possible. But at the same time, that's why I weighed that. Was it more important to get drafted higher or more important to be on a team that you feel like you could be useful on? Like some players get drafted into a team and you never see them show up until 3, 4, 5 years down the line because that team, they gotta work their way into that roster. But that particular situation, I felt like I could come in right away and play, and that ended up happening for me.
But when you joined the Cavaliers, you're now a professional basketball player. What was your biggest surprise at that point? What was the biggest misconception that you found out about when you first joined?
You know what, man, I'm gonna be real with you. It was kind of, when I got there, it was kind of a letdown in a sense.
How so?
Because I had this big dream of just playing in the NBA, and you know what I mean? And then you get there, and it's so much tied to the game when you just want to play the game. Like, I just want to go out here, shoot, get my buckets, and go home. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many other things because it's a business now that you don't take in, or you don't even think about when you're growing up as a kid. You're just thinking about playing. And so the politics of it was just a little, it kind of took me back a little bit. And that's what I mean by letdown. But as far as the experience of the NBA, I thank God for it.
I'll tell you like an interesting story. And I'm not going to say whose name it is, but it was, fairly well-known NBA player. He's got rings and so forth. He said that the one thing that's always bothered him about being in the NBA is that you're in the locker room with these guys and you're talking about $100 million in the room, in the locker room, before and after the game. And he never hears any of them talking about how they're investing their money, what type of businesses they're starting, and so forth. They'll talk about what kind of car they just caught, or what kind of jewelry they got, or what type of sneakers they got. But no one's actually talking business. And you're talking about multimillionaires here, all in the same room with a lot of financial potential. Is that a fair statement? That's
a very fair statement. It's I think it's something that the NBA should really think about doing, even players that are interested in going to the NBA. When you're in college, maybe take a course on business. Because I do think that once you get to the NBA, you're on a team I was on a team with LeBron, right?
Yeah.
He pull up in a Maybach or something like that. You know what I mean? I just got a couple meals, so I'm like, I want that too. Not even thinking about he got 19, you know what I'm saying, 99 million from Nike and this and that. So you end up trying to compete. Yeah. You end up, I want to have a big chain on. I want to look the flies when we go somewhere. Not even thinking about that money and what you need to be doing and considering your future or your child's future or anything like that. I think that has to be more of an emphasis. And actually the NBA, they do try to force it on players, but I just think players, once you get to that level and you see that money, like, you ain't thinking about business. You just thinking about spending it.
And the majority of players, once their career ends, they're in a reasonable amount of trouble.
Yeah, and it happens quick.
Happens quick.
Real quick. I don't think, because you never know, you never really know when it's going to come to an end. You kind of can feel it sometimes or whatever, but it goes fast. Like, I feel like I played 7 years. I feel like it was quick, though. Like,
So having the time of your life.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Time flies, you having fun.
Yeah, and you don't think about necessarily down the road until the end of the road is right there. You know what I mean? Now you're like, oh, let me do this and let me do that. But I think they need to put more of a, emphasis on people that's coming into the league, focusing on that, the business aspect of it.